look at the things on your resume, Tubby. Among 3 coaches to win an NCAA title their first year at a school, you've taken 4 different programs dancing, 3 of them to the Sweet 16, and you're 1 tournament win away from 30 all-time. It's been a heck of a run, so let's ask both of you this. First you, Tubby, then Jim. The key to a coach getting his players able to make a deep run in the tournament is what?
Well, I wish I'd gone this year. I could tell you a little bit better. But the key, I think, is you have to break the seasons down in different periods. We have the preseason, you have your conference season, and then you have postseason play. And I like to tell our players it's a time to rejuvenate. It's to rekindle those fires. So we go back to the basics usually at the end of the season, because I think that's the key to moving on and advancing in postseason plays. And make sure your kids understand it's not about getting fancy or changing anything, but getting back to the basics of guarding people, passing, shooting, the proper mechanics, the proper fundamentals, and get back to the things that got you to get to postseason play.
Well, I think the momentum, everyone in the NCAA right now has momentum. I mean, they've all won 2 games in the tournament, so you got the dust off, you aren't rusty, you feel good about yourself. And I think coaches' human nature is we want to do everything you can to put the team in position to be successful. And now here's the biggest stage that you possibly can have. And you want to do more. That's what you want to do. You want to turn over every stone. And I think they need to do less. I mean, I think that when I was a player, assistant, head coach, and we were in the tournament, you want to do more, but you need to do less. You need to practice less to have fresh legs. I think the scouting reports, these assistant coaches, Tubby has great assistants, one being his son there. The scouting reports, the time that these guys put into it is so detailed, and you got all these details, but if you got them mentally overload, they're not going to react. And then the third thing is, and this would be with some situations where I was in, and even some big, maybe a Wisconsin might be like this, maybe not, I don't know for sure. But it's so good to be true that the kids, they almost think it can't get better. And I think you have to convince them they deserve to win the next game. They deserve to be in the Final Four. And you got to tell them why, because it's such a high form emotionally, and it's very fragile. But it's an interesting process.
That confidence factor is so important, as you mentioned. And if you can put together a winning streak at the end of the year. I know that's one of the things like us, we put together the wrong type of, we put together a losing streak, so we had no confidence. Right. And the teams that go on, you take Tom Izzo's teams, he always puts together a run at the end of the season. The great teams and the good teams that go deep in the tournament, they do that.